Welcome to Where the Wild Books Are. My name is Miss Mary, and today we are going to get started with one of my favorite stories. It's titled Tuesday. All right, here is the book Tuesday. That's the title of the story. Now, Chew is here on the cover of our book. What kind of an animal do you think Chew is? I think Chew is a panda bear. And do you know why? Because of his black and white fur. Well, let's open up this book and see what the story is of Tuesday. Oh, look at the title page of this story. This is where it tells us the title again. And look, it looks like Chew is waking up, stretching his arms. Do you ever stretch a yawn when you wake up? Oh, give it a try now. Ooh, it's so good. All right. When Chew sneezed, bad things happened. What bad thing can happen if somebody sneezes? I don't have any ideas. Do you have any ideas? Let's read and see if it tells us. In the morning, Chew went with his mother somewhere special. Do you recognize a place like this? It's a library. I think the books are kind of a giveaway. So yes, in the morning, Chew went with his mother to the library. There was old book dust in the air. Are you going to sneeze? Asked Chew's mother. No, said Chew. At lunchtime, Chew went with his father to the diner. Do you know what a diner is? A diner is a type of restaurant, which is a place where you can go and buy food that's ready to eat. There was a lot of pepper in the air at the diner. Are you going to sneeze? Asked Chew's father. No, said Chew. Later that day, Chew and his parents went to this place. Do you have any idea what that might be? It looks like a really big striped tent. Yes, it's a circus tent. Chew went with his parents to the circus. There is so much going on at this circus. I see so many different kinds of animals. Let's see if I can find Chew. There Chew is sitting in between his parents. I will tell you something, said Chew. Guess what? Said Chew, but nobody listened. They were too busy watching the circus. Can we find Chew here? There's so much happening. There Chew is, just kind of tiny there in between his parents. I think I'm going to sneeze, said Chew. Do you think he's going to sneeze when I turn the page? Chew! Uh-oh, Chew sneezed. Do you think something bad is going to happen? Look closely. Chew's sneeze was so big and so powerful that it blew over the circus tents. Chew's sneeze was so big and so strong that it blew through the diner and it blew through the library, making a horrible mess. I mean, just look. Everybody's in shock. Oops, said Chew. After the circus, Chew went to bed. Yep, said Chew, that was a sneeze, all right. Good night. And that's the end of Tuesday by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Adam Rex, who has turned out to be one of my favorite illustrators. So it said at the beginning of the story that bad things happen when Chew sneezes. So what was the bad thing that happened when Chew sneezed? Yes, Chew has very powerful sneezes that can cause big messes, huh? I guess that must have been what the author was referring to. All right, I'm going to put this storybook down and you get your marching feet ready for 5 hungry ants. Okay, do you guys see these critters up here on my board? Do you remember what I said they were? That's right, they're ants. Let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hold up 5 on one hand? Could you maybe hold up 5 with 2 hands, like put 3 fingers on this hand and 2 fingers on that hand? Crazy, all the different ways you can count to 5. Well, these are marching ants. So I'm going to march, and if you want to march, march with me. Here we go. 5 hungry ants marching in a line came across a picnic where they thought they could dine. They marched into the salad. They marched into the cake. They marched into the pepper. Oh no! What a mistake! Achoo! How many ants are left now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hold up 4 fingers? Maybe 4 on one hand or 2 and 2. All right, here we go. 4 hungry ants marching in a line came across a picnic where they thought they could dine. They marched into the salad. They marched into the cake. They marched into the pepper. Oh no! What a mistake! Achoo! How many ants are left now? 1, 2, 3. Can you hold up 3 fingers? Here we go. 3 hungry ants marching in a line came across a picnic where they thought they could dine. They marched into the salad. They marched into the cake. They marched into the pepper. Oh no! What a mistake! Achoo! How many ants are left now? 1, 2. Can you hold 2 fingers? Or maybe 1 and 1 to make 2. Here we go. 2 hungry ants marching in a line came across a picnic where they thought they could dine. They marched into the salad. They marched into the cake. They marched into the pepper. Oh no! What a mistake! Achoo! How many ants are left? 1. Can you hold up 1 finger? Here we go. 1 hungry ant marching in a line came across a picnic where she thought she could dine. She marched into the salad. She marched into the cake. She marched into the pepper. Oh no! What a mistake! Achoo! How many ants are left now? 0. Okay, I'm going to put our picnic up and then we're going to tell the story of Harold the snake that sneezed. All right, this is Harold. What kind of an animal or critter do you think Harold is? Harold is a snake. You are right. What color is Harold? He looks green to me. Well, once upon a time in a lovely forest, a little snake named Harold lived with his mother and father. And one day, Harold decided to leave his home to seek his fortune. Be sure to get plenty to eat, said Harold's mother. But never bite off more than you can chew, said Harold's father. With this wise advice, Harold crawled away. Now, soon, Harold met a furry little creature with 2 long ears. Hello, what are you? Said Harold. I'm a rabbit, said the long-eared creature. Well, I'm a snake, said Harold, and gulp, gulp, gulp. He swallowed that rabbit right up. Harold kept on crawling, and before too long, he came across a lovely, brightly feathered bird with a huge tail. And he said, hello, what are you? I'm a peacock, the bird shrieked. And Harold said, well, I'm a snake, and he swallowed that peacock right up. Harold kept crawling along, and before too long, he came across a very, very tall creature. And Harold called up and said, "Hello, what are you?" And the creature looked down at Harold and said, "Hi, a giraffe." And Harold said, "Well, I'm a snake." And he swallowed that giraffe, gulp, 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 right up. Well, Harold kept crawling along, and he came up to a very, very large gray animal with two big floppy ears and a very long snout. "Hello, what are you?" Harold asked. "I'm an elephant," the animal trumpeted, and Harold said, "Well, I'm a snake," and gulp, 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 gulp. It took a little bit longer than it had before, but he swallowed that elephant right up. Well, Harold kept crawling along, and he came across an animal with a big furry mane and a tassel tail. And Harold said, "Hello, what are you?" "I'm a lion," the animal roared. And Harold said, "Well, I'm a snake," and gulp, he swallowed that lion right up. Harold's tummy was starting to feel a bit peculiar, but he kept crawling along, seeking his fortune. And before too long, he came to an animal with two really big jumping eggs and a pouch up front with another animal riding inside. And Harold said, "Hello, what are you?" And the animal said, "We're kangaroos." And Harold said, "Well, I'm a snake," and gulp, 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 swallowed those kangaroos right up. Harold's tummy was so full. He was crawling a little bit slower than he had before. But still, when he came up to an animal that had two big humps on his back, Harold called out, "Hello, what are you?" And the animal brayed, "I'm a camel." And Harold said, "Well, I'm a snake," and gulp, 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 swallowed that camel right up. Oh, Harold's tummy was really, really starting to hurt now. It was so full. Harold really just wanted to find a nice place to coil up and go to sleep. Harold kept slowly crawling down a path, and he saw a very, very large tent with stripes on it. Hey, we've seen a very large tent with stripes on it already in this story time, haven't we? Do you remember what it was? Yeah, it was a circus. That's right, Harold's path had led him to a circus, just like the one in Tuesday. And as he was finding a nice shady spot inside the circus tent to coil up and go to sleep, a very tiny, itsy bitsy teensy weensy black bug landed right on Harold's tongue. And Harold was like, "Please, get off! You're going to make me achoo!" And when the sawdust had settled from Harold's big sneeze, he had sneezed out all the animals. He sneezed out the rabbit, the peacock, the giraffe, the elephant, the lion, the kangaroo, and the camel. They found themselves all in the middle ring, or the center ring of the circus. Let me tell you, the circus owner was super excited to have all of these animals in his show. He decided to make Harold the star of the circus. So Harold did indeed find his fortune. But Harold said, "Never again will I bite off more than I can chew." And that's the story of Harold, the snake that sneezed. All right, so do you ever get a feeling inside your nose like there's something itchy, sticky? And you might be tempted to take a finger and go up in your nose and get it out. But no, we don't do that, do we? No. We use a tissue to blow the boogers out of our nose. So I thought we would sing a little song to help us remember to use tissues to blow the boogers out of our noses. So can you hold up 3 fingers? 1, 2, 3. Okay, the song goes like this. I got 3 boogers in my nose, I got 3 boogers in my nose, I got 3 boogers in my nose, I better give it a blow. Achoo! Yeah, just like that. Guess how many boogers boogers I have left? 2. I got 2 boogers in my nose. I got 2 boogers in my nose. I got 2 boogers in my nose. I better give it a blow. Achoo! I've only got 1 booger left, so here we go. I got 1 booger in my nose. I got 1 booger in my nose. I got 1 booger in my nose. I better give it a blow. Achoo! That's right. That's exactly what tissues are made for. Now, after we blow our noses or we cough, we always try to catch our coughs in our elbows, right? And after we use the bathroom and before we eat, we do something really important to help keep ourselves healthy. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a hint. It involves our hands. That's right, we wash our hands. Hand washing is so important. But sometimes it feels like hand washing takes a really long time. So I thought I'd teach you the song that I taught my students when I was teaching to help us get through the long hand washes. So let's talk about the parts of our hand real quick. Can you find the tops of your hands? Yeah, these are our tops. So that means that these are the bottoms of our hands, right? And when we say in between, we're going to go in between our fingers. You can go in between like that or in between like that. And when we talk about washing our fingertips, I like to put mine together like that and scrub them on the palm or the bottom of my other hand. And then when we talk about thumbs, you know where your thumbs are, right? Thumb, 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 thumb. Where is thumb? Yeah, sorry, that's a different rhyme. So we're going to talk about washing our thumbs. Okay, so just follow along with me. I'm sure you will figure it out. It goes like this. Tops and bottoms, tops and bottoms, in between, in between. Don't forget your fingertips, don't forget your fingertips. We'll get them clean, get them clean. Tops and bottoms, tops and bottoms, in between, in between. Don't forget your thumbs, don't forget your thumbs. Now they're clean, rinse them off. There are all sorts of songs that you can sing to make sure that you wash your hands for as long as you need to. That's just one of my favorites. Okay, I'm going to grab my animals and we're going to talk about animal sneezes next. Have you ever thought about how when people sneeze, it sounds like achoo? But what would it sound like if another animal sneezed? I think we should use our imaginations and ponder that for a minute. So for instance, what if this animal, where are you animal that I am looking for? Here it is. What if a cow needed to sneeze? What if a cow's nose started to tingle? What if a cow's nose started to switch and the cow began to sneeze? Would it sound like this? Moo-choo, moo-choo, moo-choo. Maybe. What if it was a sheep? What if a sheep's nose started to tingle? What if the sheep's nose started to twitch and the sheep began to sneeze? Would it sound like this? Ba-choo, ba-choo, ba-choo. Maybe. What if it was a pig? What if a pig's nose started to tingle? What if a pig's nose started to twitch? And what if the pig began to sneeze? Would it sound like this? Oink-choo, oink-choo, oink-choo. Maybe. Oh, I bet we can get a little bit sillier now. Those are both pretty serious. Or all three of those were serious and probably likely to happen, but I don't know about chickens. Do chickens sneeze? I don't know. I've never looked it up and asked, but let's pretend. What if a chicken's nose started to tingle? What if a chicken's nose started to twitch? And what if the chicken began to sneeze? Would it sound like this? Bop-choo! 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 I would laugh if I heard that. Okay, just for one last silly giggle. What if it was a duck whose nose started to tingle? What if it was a duck whose nose started to twitch? And what would happen if the duck began to sneeze? Would it sound like this? Quack choo, quack choo, quack choo. I don't know, it might. That would be pretty funny. Thank you, Ducky. All right, I'm going to put up Ducky, and we are going to read one last story today. All right, so for our last story today, we are going to read How Do Dinosaurs Get Well Soon by Jane Yellen and Mark Teague. Well, I hope you guys like dinosaurs. This is published by Blue Sky Press. What if a dinosaur catches the flu? Does he whimper and whine in between each achoo? Does he drop dirty tissues all over the floor? Does he fling all of his medicines out of the door? Oh, I hope not. Does he flip off his covers with tooth and with tail? Does he dump out his juice and get sick in a pail? Does a dinosaur wail? Hey, if you've never wailed before, we should practice it now. I like to put my hand up like this on my forehead very dramatically and go, wail. You try it. I need to do it. Let's see what else these dinosaurs are up to. What if a dinosaur goes to the dock? Does he drag all of his feet until his mom is in shock? Does he hold his mouth closed when he's told to open wide? You know, like that. I don't know. Is that what dinosaurs do? Does he scream? Is he mean? Does he run off and hide? Does he eat back each drink? Spit his pills in the sink? Does he make a big stink? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Really, like, is that what you think dinosaurs do? No, 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 no. Yeah, we want to say no this time. I'm grown up is telling you to say no. Let's try it together. No, 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 they don't. You want to see what dinosaurs do? He drinks lots of juice and he gets lots of rest. He's good at the doctors because doctors know best. He uses a hanky on mouth and on nose. He snuggles right down underneath the bedclothes. He takes all of his medicine without a bite. He closes his eyes. He whispers, "Good night." Then Mama and Papa tiptoe to the door. Get well. Can you say get well, little dinosaur? Get well, little dinosaur. And that's the end of How Do Dinosaurs Get Well Soon. All right, let's rub our hands together. We are going to do our bread and butter goodbye. Here we go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as softly as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quickly as we can. Come on! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slowly as we can. Always got to take a breath before I do this. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as nicely as we can.